About the unlikely heroes for Washington. Two guys scoring touchdowns. Terry Johnson on the pick, Joe Collier on the catch. You would not figure that. For Texas, they had momentum. Then the defense kind of changed their game plan. They got soft, Terry.
Well, that last too much to that prevent defense too early. But the Texas offense that I want to talk about, because Washington is overplaying the run. 8, 9 guys in the box. They're stuffing the run. Texas counters with a pass, but they counter with a short pass. 3 interceptions for Major Applewhite, all 3 on short passes. But 2 deep series. Late in the half, they throw 4 deep balls, 3 completed, 2 for touchdowns. Vertical passing game when people stuff the run.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think you'll see them make an adjustment in Washington and kind of come away from that a little bit. The thing I've been impressed with is that matchup between Reggie Williams, the receiver of Washington, and Quentin Jammer from Texas. This is a matchup for the ages. You got to watch this thing. Jammer getting some good jams early on this guy. We'll look at the second half. Deep balls. You're going to challenge him deep on those balls now.
Don't tell me you're buying the wacky Corso theory that you go at the best DB to demoralize the defense.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's a great matchup.
I love the matchup.
Makes for an exciting game.
It's vulnerable. This is Verge Friday. In the poll, the best Texas player of all time, Earl Campbell, the edge over another Heisman-winning running back, Ricky Williams. You can still log on and vote. Join more than 17,000 already on ESPN.com. For the Huskies, best player ever. I guess they don't have Warren Moon.
Where's Warren Moon?
I think that means while they're at Washington in a college career only.
76 killer.
Entman was a great player.
76 killer.
Entman was a great player on a co-national championship team. But Warren Moon, if you look at what he did in the pros, obviously.
He won a Rose Bowl.
He got Brunell. He got a lot of quarterbacks you could throw on there. We'll come back. The Texas Aggies hoisting one of the biggest, heaviest trophies of the bowl season in Houston and in Music City. It came down to the final minutes. Highlights ahead.
This halftime report is presented by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Well, the 1995 season against Virginia Tech, that was the last time Boston College had defeated a ranked team. In between 21 straight losses to ranked opponents. That was a streak that had been talked about, written about in Boston. Tom O'Brien wanted to end that streak as he took on the Georgia Bulldogs down in Nashville in the Music City Bowl this afternoon. BC will kick off, opening kickoff, a little chicanery for Mark Richt. Greg Gibson back to receive, hands it off to DeCorey Bryant. 81-yard return on the opening kickoff down to the 19-yard line. You gotta love that. It's a ball game.
That's an old Bobby Bowden thing he picked up at Florida State. I knew it when I saw it happen.
And David Green flips it out to Gibson. The young guy barreling into the end zone. Georgia in command early. Then William Green finds the hole for the Eagles. Jermaine Phillips runs him down. Smart play. He throws the big right hook.
This doesn't normally happen.
This lands it.
Green was sick. Had the flu. Otherwise, he doesn't get caught from behind.
I put him at the 7-yard line. Didn't matter, though. St. Pierre to Dedrick DeWalt. Back of the end zone, 10-7 Boston College. Then Green to Gibson. Again, the young guy making the catch and fighting for extra yardage. First and goal later on that drive. Veron Hayes plunges into the end zone. Georgia up 16-13. They missed the PAT. That was big. William Green. He's been sick in the sidelines. Boot and rally. Back in. Touchdown. BC has the lead. Now, what are they doing here? They don't go for it on 4th and 12. They elect to take a delay of game. They punt the ball away with 2 timeouts. They can't down it. It's a touchback. Talking more about that in just a second here. Finally, desperation to get it back. Just a few seconds, and Green sacked by Doug Goodwin, and Boston College ends that 21-game losing streak against ranked opponents as they hoist the trophy for the Music City Bowl. And the Big East has now beaten the SEC 4 straight in that bowl. Gibson, big game for Georgia, but the Bulldogs just 20 turnovers entering the game. They commit 4 of them. BC plays turnover-free football and cashes in on some of those Georgia mistakes. What about the decision that Rick's going to be second-guessed for, not going for it on 4th and 12, giving the ball back?
Brain lock. It was simple brain lock, because with 1:32 to go and 2 timeouts, you got a 4th and 12. He elects to kick that ball away. There is no way he could have expected to get the ball back with any timeouts and about 10 or 20 seconds. No chance to get anything done. Brain lock, I say, because it happened once before with Mark Richt in Georgia against Auburn when they lost 24-17, and he ran the ball with no timeouts inside the 10. They lost the ball game. I think if he had to do it all over again, he wouldn't have kicked that ball away.
Not brain lock. I like Mark Richt. It's clock mismanagement. That's what it was. If he would have had 3 timeouts left, maybe. I'm not sure anybody can give the ball up at the 132. If 3 timeouts left, he has a chance, but with 2, virtually no chance, and he did that before this year. You got to remember, he's been an offensive coordinator coordinator up in the box. He hadn't been on the sideline before. This is the first game jitters. This is the opening year for a rookie head coach.
I like him, too.
Brain lock.
Though.
I like Dan McCarney, too, but you had some clock mismanagement for Iowa State contributing to their loss to Alabama down in Shreveport last night. Meanwhile, TCU and Texas A&M, old rivals from the Southwest Conference, a series completely dominated by the Aggies. They meet in Houston in the GalleryFurniture.com Bowl in the Astrodome. They tried to pick on one of the many youngsters playing for A&M. Byron James starting because Sean Weston is injured. For TCU, Casey Printers drops back, chucks the ball downfield, throws it right into coverage, and the wobbler is tipped and picked off by Byron Jones. He'll take it back 62 yards late in the first quarter. This is what the Aggie offense needed. They try to cash in on the turnover. They drive in inside the 5, but on fourth down, they get no push up front.
Yeah, they get nothing happening here. They get stuffed, but you know the defense did a great job of time and time again creating a short field for them. On the next play, though, Jones would strike again.
Yeah, one thing about not getting a touchdown, you still put TCU in bad field position. They get another turnover. Jones' second pick. He didn't have one in the regular season. Gets down to the 1. Ferris, quarterback sneak, and the Aggies go on top. But then the Aggies make a mistake. Farmer fumbles. Charlie Owens scoops and scores. All the way for TCU, ties the game at 7.
Well, TCU was going to score. It had to be with their defense. They had minus 24-yard Rushton. Texas A&M much too physical for them.
A&M continue to take takeaways and then convert them, and then this desperation heave by Printers. It's not Jones this time, but Wes Bodovich, who makes his first interception, and Mickey Jones will finally apply the dagger. A&M not a big play offense, not today, not all season, but just enough to get it done.
Yeah, this would finish them off. The A&M offense maligned most of the season. They had a lot of injuries. 4 freshmen started today, 1 sophomore. Just enough offense to get the old Gatorade bath for R.C. Slocum.
And finally, they break the 4-game losing streak in bowls. The Aggie defense, last 6 games, only had 4 picks. They equal that today. TCU just a $118 in total offense, 11 penalties to go with the 5 turnovers. They had just 11 first downs. We will come back and preview the Alamo Bowl when we come back. One of the unlikely heroes for the Huskies, Big Harry Johnson, one of 3 Applewhite picks, a pick 6. Huskies lead by 9. And we're back on the Dodge Halftime Report. Talked about Texas Tech as one of 5 teams from the state of Texas to go bowling. Cliff Kingsbury grew up near San Antonio. Perfect showcase for him in the Sylvania Alamo Bowl against an Iowa Hawkeye team that got to a bowl without beating a bowl-bound team. But the Hawkeye fans excited to be there, and our Adrian Carson found himself surrounded by Hawkeye partisans at the Riverwalk.
As if the Iowa Hawkeyes needed a pep rally to raise their spirits. They haven't been in a bowl game since 1997. Now, they did play the Texas Tech Red Raiders only once before. That was here in the Alamo Bowl in 1996, when they blew out the Red Raiders 27-0. A cross running earlier this week here in San Antonio. Good for Iowa, because they claim the best football they played this season was in the wind and cold. But things could be very different in the very controlled atmosphere of the Alamo Dome, because from just 6 hours down the road comes Texas Tech with one Ricky Williams, only the 2nd player in the history to both rush and receive for over 1,000 yards in a single season.
I think eventually it was bound to happen that I'll get the opportunity to be more than just a running back, but also a complete back, which is running the ball and catching the ball. Coach Leach came to me and told me this is great offense for me. It took me a while to understand that, coming from a different offense with Coach Dykes, but you know, at this point, catching the ball is something that I love now.
It's the first time since '59, I believe, that an Iowa team has never lost by double digits in the course of a season, and that kind of, maybe our losses reflect our season more than our wins in some way. We were in every ball game. We played extremely well. Our guys came ready to play, and they played at a real high level all season long.
Now, there are other teams in the Big Ten that went 6-5 just like Iowa, including Michigan State and Purdue, 2 teams that the Hawkeyes lost to. So why are they here? Well, if you ask head coach Kirk Ferentz, he'll tell you it's because our margin of loss by all teams is only an average of 5 points. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon from a sold-out Alamo Dome at 3:30 Eastern Time.
That's one way of looking at it, Adrian. Iowa, to me, still has a point to prove as far as being a bowl-worthy team. And fortunately for them, they have a few weeks to get ready for that Texas Tech offense and the underrated Kingsbury.
Well, you got to love the forward pass. You love Texas Tech. Cliff Kingsbury has thrown for more yards than any quarterback in the Big 12, more pass completions than any quarterback in the country. They don't even pretend to run. I don't know if this is going to be a great game, but it's going to be a fun game.
I think it's going to be a great game and a fun game because you're talking about a motivated Iowa team led by a wide receiver, Khalil Hill, a senior who hasn't been to a bowl game. Kirk Ferentz has them in a bowl game now in only his 3rd season. You saw the fans there. They're excited to be there, and Khalil Hill is exciting. I want to watch him play.
Red Raider fans may have the edge in numbers. Decibels, I'm not so sure about. As you saw, the Hawkeye fans excited to be down there in San Antonio. And that's game number 2 of 3 tomorrow. Begins at noon Eastern time, the Motor City Bowl. It wraps up with K-State and Syracuse, the Insight.com Bowl. 3 games tomorrow on ESPN. Well, Texas was held scoreless until B.J. Johnson got on the scoreboard. Washington retakes momentum. They lead 23-14 at the break.
All out.
We are the proud and privileged guardians of a rare and priceless book called the Gutenberg Bible. And a Longhorn named Bevo. Amen. We're Texas.
Hello again on the Dodge Halftime Report. We talked about the state of Texas combined. Teams from that state are 1-2 in bowl games. The Longhorns down at the break. We break them up into the conventional conference way of looking things. And, you know, Miami's Big East Conference, bashed all year as being very down, now has wins from Pittsburgh and Boston College.
Well, not only that, they have a chance to have a very good bowl season. Miami, Virginia Tech, and Syracuse still to play.
And the Pac-10, 0-2. I'm very shocked at this West Coast offense. It really hurts the Midwest teams.
Well, yeah, and Washington trying to remedy that. They lead 23-14 at the break. The second half with Mike in the game when you come back shortly from San Diego.